All righty. All right, so my next guest has a perch, really, overlooking the global markets better than most people that I know, and it served her clients very well, particularly in these wild gyrations since Liberation Day. I want to bring in StoneX, their chief market strategist, Kathryn Rooney Vera. You know, I got to start with KRV with this post that you put on Friday, where you say you disagree with the present tariff structures that is permanent. You know, the crazy numbers that everyone's, that's sent everyone reeling, and you see bilateral deals coming. I got to tell you, I agree with you, but the financial media is, breathlessly suggesting in a capitalism, it's really tough. So why were you confident then, or why are you still confident now, potentially, that ultimately the tariff thing will be unwound and maybe we'll even get a better outcome?
Well, Charles, because we're going to get a better deal. I think that we have 70 countries, according to Secretary Besson, already at the table negotiating with President Trump to improve, the tariffs that they have on the United States. So if they do that, it's going to be like what he described, the tariffs, which are like a melting ice cube. Yes, at the beginning, they're very difficult. They ratchet up the heat, but then it melts and it leaves behind a potentially better manufacturing sector, better terms of trade, and better overall freer trade. The truth is there is no such thing as free trade, but I do think that, this is, I liked that analogy, a melting ice cube. It's very hot and heavy in the beginning. I think it's going to be negative for the economy, but I do think that we're going to see a V-shaped recovery. My concern is jumping in too early. Today we saw the markets surge, retrace. That's going to be the name of the game until we have some form of resolution on tariffs.
Yeah, it feels like the mantra on the street right now is sell the rips, buy, and don't buy the dips just yet. And are you in that camp for more or less?
I like buying the dips, especially in certain sectors, which is what I was talking about, discerning your allocation very well. So there's like babies going out with the bathwater in times of crises and, fear. And that's what it is right now. It's a lot of fear. So I like financials. I like biotech. I think defensives have been my top pick so far this year. It's done phenomenally well, or relatively so. But I do think there are opportunities in the market starting now. But I'm advising our clients, mine are institutional, but if you're a retail client, be ready for volatility until we get a deal with China.
And one of the reasons also for this volatility is this sort of soft data right now. These are the most recent sentiment reports or confidence reports. University of Michigan Conference Board, both have fallen off a cliff. NFIB number came in a little bit more than Wall Street thought it would this morning. So the question, of course, is how long do we have to wait to see just how much of the soft data becomes hard data? How long do you wait for something like that?
Oh, you're going to see it pretty soon. First quarter may come out negative. Second quarter may even come out negative in terms of real GDP. The truth is that tariffs, while they may be a long-term necessity to right some wrongs, will have an impact on consumption. And consumption, Charles, is the main driver of our economy. So if people feel less confident in their jobs and in their wealth, they're going to spend less. If the consumer spends less, the economy grows less. So I think there's a very good chance we see hard data coming in this first quarter, in this second quarter. I think the Fed cuts in the second half of this year. And I think we eventually do get a nice V-shaped recovery, but it's going to be a very rocky road in the meantime.
All right. And again, you said discerning allocations, financials, biotechs. Good news. We start to hear from the financials and the big banks real soon. So, well, to your point, we'll start getting answers sooner rather than later. KRV, always appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
All right. See you soon.